Hey guys, how are you? Mr. Argueta here. I want to start off by apologizing for the delay in my video drop. I have been feeling a little under the weather, yet still trying to keep up with a very busy schedule. I don't want to sound like I'm griping and complaining. Some of you guys got a lot going on in your life, and I respect that. I've been extremely busy. I'm still trying to register students, teaching classes, of course, in a corporate level, and then continuing to teach my classes here. So it's just been a little hectic, and I know we all go through that, and I appreciate your understanding. For the most part, I feel a little better today. Yesterday, I finished up my class I had here, and then I just took off. I went home. I slept basically about 3 hours in the middle of the day. I don't know what got into me. I think I just been dealing with some stuff, but I should be getting better. I talked to my doctors. Everything looks like it's in the right track. Nothing to really worry about other than the fact that, I just feel a little cruddy. But that being said, I also think I need some time off. It's been a while before since I've had some actual vacation time. So I think it's about that time in my life where I need to take more frequent vacations and enjoy life a little more than I have been and not just focus on working. That said, I don't want to minimize what we do together. You obviously put in a lot of effort, and I want to respect that. So, let me give you a rundown. That was just my apology and my, I guess, explanation on why the video is taking so long. That being said, so I'm catching up on some grading in our class. I got a few discussions I have to grade. So I've gotten emails. Some people say for some reason their grades don't populate right away or something happened. I try to go in there like whenever I go grade, and before I grade, I what's called resynchronize the class. So it sort of downloads anything that might have not gotten downloaded. In regards to discussions, I will be grading those hopefully by today or tomorrow. Hopefully, my goal is to have them done this week. So hang in there with me on that. Okay. So again, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but you know my situation. My big thing is discussions. So I saw yesterday. I want to share this with you because I thought about what we do in our class. I saw yesterday Neil deGrasse Tyson speaking about AI, and he was talking about like no one paid attention until AI started doing stuff academically. AI is a tool. It's a tool. That's all it is. Um, like any tool, people can abuse a tool. And I think it's important for you to know that it exists, know that it's out there, but understand that in the real world, in the real business world, is not the stuff you just present, it's you. People hire you, not your resume. They hire you in an interview. So we just interviewed for a position here in regards to our department, and I asked several questions, and I can tell by 5 minutes of a conversation if a person knows what they're talking about or not. So Neil deGrasse Tyson, which is probably by far one of the smartest mans in the world, if not just America, had said, I think we need to go back to exams where people come and present a case. We had to do that during my master's program, and I know during a thesis you defend your argument. This is obviously an associate's degree. I don't expect you to do that, but you will continue education, and the more you continue your education, of course, the more financial success is expected, and the more you are expected to know. So I don't want you to cheat yourself because you're not cheating me. You're not cheating the system. Your system will continue with or without us. You're cheating yourself of information that is important for you to know as a professional, as a business professional. I've conducted good. I can't even. I've lost count, but I'm going to say well into the thousands of interviews, and I have a knack at this point for understanding somebody within 5 minutes of their conversation, knowing if they know what they're talking about or they're just making up fluff. And business does not forgive. Maybe other professions do, but business does not forgive that. Business will not accept that. They won't hire you. So I don't want you to cheat yourself, and that's why for me discussions are so important because I want you to know what you're talking about. So that said, I will be reading through your discussions, and I don't want to just go out there and drop a grade. It doesn't get graded automatically. It's my time being and reading and making sure we're on the right track. All right, that said, So this week, guys, we're talking about leadership. We are on week 5, and our discussion is what is the difference in leadership and management. Believe it or not, this is a question that's posed many times in management professions. They'll say, "What do you think the difference is between a leader and a manager?" And there is a difference. There's a big difference, and I want you to discover that difference, and I want you to evaluate yourself. Now, many people think that the connotation behind saying I'm a leader, not a manager, is always a good one. That's not true. We can hire a leader when what we really want to hire is a manager, or vice versa. We can hire a manager when what we really need for a position is a leader. Certain circumstances dictate what we need. You'll go through that process and understand the journey of leadership, but also in the leadership class, they'll go through the breakdowns that leaders are not just about you, it's about the people you lead, the environment in which you lead, and your leadership style. And leadership is important in some areas of business. We need good leaders. And I would argue that there's some managers that are great leaders and great managers. And there's some people that are just good leaders, horrible managers. They're motivating, they're exciting, they're great to be around, they got big visions, but they can't manage the process. I've known tons of people like that they have these wonderful big ideas and people get excited hearing them. I'll give you a great example. Steve Jobs, one of the most famous people when it comes to revolutionary technology. Yet Steve Jobs was a horrible manager. Steve Jobs didn't do anything. He didn't produce a product. He didn't know how, but he was a great leader. People followed him. People followed his vision. Steve Jobs once said, "Let's give people the things they don't even know that they want." That's a statement that was made in one of his meetings early on. And people believe that. They go, "Wow, this guy's out of I mean," but he wasn't great at management. Actually, he got fired from his company. He got fired because he's a terrible manager. So don't fall into the trap of always thinking leadership is the one and only top. No, there's certain situations where good leaders need it, and there's certain situations where the good managers need it. Henry Ford was a great leader and a great manager. Henry Ford was accredited for the assembly line. That was a concept that was born in his mind. He understood the process of managing piece by piece. He understood the systematic world of constructing a product. But he was also a visionary. He said, "Let's build a car for the common man." That was a vision that they didn't have. Elites had cars, not everyday people. So that's what I want you to think through as you're processing this question. What is the difference between a leader and a manager? And don't by default say, "I'm a leader because people like me." No. You can be a great leader and a great manager. Or you can be a wonderful manager and you can grab a product and you can be amazing at it and build it and have it consistent. And it doesn't, there's no good. I think that a lot of times we fall into a trap of thinking this is good and this is bad. Business has a lot of areas where that doesn't exist. It's gray. Ethics was one of those points that we studied in this class. That's gray. Like 100 people will have 100 different answers on the same question, right? So please get out of the mentality of trying to say, what's the right answer? I want you to say, what's the right answer for me in these questions, in these discussions? What am I? What am I? You know what? I love management. I love to control the process and organize the process and plan the process. Like if you are a person that are making lists, like when you do something, when you go on vacation, you make a list of an itinerary, you're probably a wonderful manager, and that's an amazing skill set to have. If you're the person that thinks of big picture, like, "Oh my God, we should go to Iceland and do this and do that," and never be able to put things together, and you show up to Iceland and you're like, "So what do we do today?" And your family's going like, "I don't know, what do you have on the agenda?" And you don't have anything. You're probably a terrible manager. You're not good at that. And you have to know that because, see, a couple of weeks ago, we did what's called a SWOT analysis and we focused on a company. But the best way to use the SWOT analysis is on yourself. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? And with that, what are the opportunities that exist in this world? And better yet, what are the threats that are in this environment that will hold you back? So don't think of all of this just as a right or wrong answer. Think of this as a self-development tool and understanding who we are. All right, other than that, I'm trying to stay hydrated today, so it's been a little bit bittersweet because by now I would love to have my second cup of coffee. It is, what time is it now? It's 11 o'clock in the morning on what's today? Thursday? God, I'm so sorry, guys. It's, yep, Thursday. Week's gone by on me. Thursday, and trying to get you this video, trying to create some discussions, interact with you guys. But I do want to tell you, let me give you a look at the future here. So next week will be week number 6. Two things happened that week. It is my favorite discussion. I enjoy discussion because one, it sort of helped me when I was going through my undergrad, put things in perspective for me in regards to what I want to do with my life, career, and experiences. And number two, it helped me kind of understand the world from a different perspective. So I hope it does the same for you. It is a little emotional if you watch the video. I encourage you to do it. It's a little bit lengthy, so be prepared for that. This video is not short. But then I added my video of, it's only a 3-minute video long, almost 4-minute video long, when I won Teacher of the Year for the state of Georgia. It was a big moment in my life because, you know, I am, as I've mentioned, a son of an immigrant, and I lived in the poor environments of Chicago growing up. My parents didn't have a lot of resources. But they worked hard and they worked diligently to see us succeed. And every step of the way, my father really encouraged me to continue and to fight for more. And he had a saying that really resonates in me. I lost my dad in March, and his saying to me was, I didn't come to this country so you could end up the same. I came to give you an opportunity that I didn't have. And you know, I thank God for him, because I thank God for him and my mom for making that sacrifice, for taking those ethical steps that were difficult to make, those decisions that were hard. I thank God that they paid a price that my children will never know about, that I have never experienced. You know, I had the privilege to be born in America. I didn't suffer some of the things that other people have suffered or go through the rejection that others have gone through. I've been blessed because my parents paid a price for me. I sit in a position in my community of privilege. I have a job that's respectable. This is a dream that my parents had. So in that video that I put up of myself, I speak of you and why I do this job. So I'm not looking for any feedback in regards to the video. I just want you to know a little more insight of me. So in the video, I also mentioned that I had been waiting for a kidney transplant. That was in 2019. As I've mentioned before, in 2023, this year, my dad passed away March 6th, March 10th. I received a phone call that my kidney was available in New York City. So I moved to New York for several months to get a kidney transplant. So the information is a little outdated. I no longer need a kidney. I have a kidney. And I'm very grateful because that was almost 19 years of waiting for a kidney. So that being said, guys, then the week after that, week 7, is our final week. So you'll have a break in between there because we have Thanksgiving break, but then you come back, you finish your week, and we're done. So this class is almost over, surprisingly. So I hope you've been having a good time. I hope you've been doing well, and I wish you the very best, guys. It's still nice outside, so enjoy it because I'm sure this is going to turn soon. Have a good day. Take care.